A little glass of water, please.
The mysterious glowing sea pony
Upon the sea.
enough! Is named Princess Skystar and brings them to the queen of her people. Her name is Queen Navo, to be exact, and just listening to her, I know she really means bismuth.
Whose terrible idea was this? What have you done?
The princess brings the girls up to speed by explaining that they are indeed the fabled hippogriffs that they were searching for. And to prove it, the queen changes them into sea ponies using her magic pearl. Except for the comic relief, of course. Twilight gets very excited about using the pearl to fight the Storm King, but Navo has other plans. She wants to protect her people first and foremost, and does not want to risk losing this powerful item to him. And I agree with her, it is dangerous. But you can't hide forever. If 6 little ponies can find them, I'm pretty sure their cover would be blown eventually. So Twilight does her best to argue her point, showing that the power of friendship can overcome the evil that is conquering her land. For a grand total of 30 seconds. Trust me, I counted. They're actually about to leave this lackluster Atlantis without even trying. The only thing stopping them is when Skystar gets pretty upset about them leaving. She's rather lonely here inside the castle. Being royalty, she doesn't really have anybody but her mother to talk to. The Purple Princess then sends her friends to go cheer her up. This, however, is a nefarious plot, as Twi actually tries to steal the pearl while the others are in song sequence. I legitimately got angry at this film for making her into a thief instead of a diplomat. Twilight's been known to make brash decisions under pressure, but she's done great things convincing others and showing them her perspective. This really feels out of character because she didn't really try. Most would argue that because of her nearly being sold earlier, she didn't trust anybody outside of Equestria. But I think that's bull honky. She has led many diplomatic conversations with other races, so this just really irked me. I remember the commercials hyping this scene up quite a bit. It was in every teaser, and I know it was paying homage to the original 1984 special. The problem here is that for the most part, this has no significance on the movie other than to have Twilight fail.
You freaking failed, Twilight!
And even that felt pretty forced. All it provided for them is one single ally later on, and even then, she barely does anything in the climax. The sea ponies were just
Upon the sea. Hope is when you lose.
The sea ponies were just padding for the movie. Heck, the scene only lasted around 10 minutes, and that includes a song.
Under the sea.
I know the real reason they were down here. To sell a new toy line. I wish I was kidding. And I mean, seriously, who would buy crap like that anyways? Being dumped out of the city to fend for themselves, the gang swim to shore and Twilight gets chewed out for her actions.
It was the only way to save Equestria. Except it wasn't!
I don't know about you, but if Pinkie Pie is the one that becomes the voice of reason, then you know you have screwed up. Which is kinda weird, as out of all the characters, Pinkie Pie would be the last one I would have guessed would be calling out Twilight for her stupidity. And on the other hand, she almost was their untimely end on 2 separate occasions, and almost killing herself in one! It feels weird. Really weird. The characters really feel out of place in this film. In fact, Pinkie Pie is the most talkative and has the most screen time, second only to Twilight and Tempest. She barely gives room for the other 4 to really shine, making them almost background characters, just there for the ride. Get it? Pony? Ride? Yuck yuck. Anyways, Twilight gets angry and starts arguing with Pinkie, both pulling up points about their mistakes. That is until the Princess of Friendship says,
Well, maybe I would have been better off without friends like you!
wow, freaking harsh. The reaction this gets from everybody, including herself, is perfect. This moment has a lot of weight to it, and the movie just lets it really sink in. The ambient sounds, music, and expressions telling the story here. Twilight's so sad about what she did, she doesn't even notice the loud, clunky airship that spews more smoke than Winston Churchill, Al Capone, and Fidel Castro in a high-stakes poker game above her head. Oh. Oopsie! After putting this bird into her cage, this leads into the best song in the whole movie. The VA has a beautiful voice and sings with an amazing raw amount of energy. And with the instruments backing her up, it gives her voice even more power. They know when to grow quiet and let her lead the song, and how to perfectly harmonize with her as she remembers her sad past. It also knows when to pick up the volume and become more military in style when she talks about the present. Almost all the songs in this movie are great. Daniel Ingram, as per usual, creating some fantastic work. He even had a live studio orchestra to collaborate with to create these pieces. But none, in my opinion, truly shine as strong as Open Up Your Eyes. Back at the beach, the others are sulking, feeling rather bleak, just like the weather here in New York. Spike, who escaped capture, runs to them to explain that Twilight's been kidnapped. As they try to formulate a plan, all the other side characters start popping up one after another, ready to lend a helping hand. Which, as it sounds, is pretty corny. Though I'm glad to see that the film has its priorities straight. In the next scene, we get to see how the shoehorned pop star is doing instead of the cutie mark crusaders, placing them just off to the side so we barely get a glimpse. Seriously, guys? Picking this random extra that is only in this movie instead of the 3 important characters in the show? Why even have them here at all? Over in the castle, Twilight is rolled into the throne room while Celestia somehow screams inside her stony prison. No time to dwell on that though. Enter the king, straight right. After saying a few angry lines, he slams the staff of plot devices unknowingly into the center of the room. It somehow activates the staff and sucks away the princess's magic. Again, it's never explained how the castle is involved with the staff, or even why it had to be in the center of the room, or even how he managed to hit it in the exact right spot to activate it. This whole movie is just a bunch of coincidences and deus ex machina. Fuzzy Lumpkin starts to play with the sun and moon, just like another villain we know, as at the same time the new alliance sneaks into the kingdom, while Pinky makes some really odd baby noises. As they get past the guards, they of course are caught by none other than the Olaf reject. This is followed by an action-filled scene as they storm the castle, using their combined efforts to fight off the guards. But speaking of storms, it seems the king wants to finally live up to his namesake and creates a tornado to stop the rebellion. He starts celebrating but is cut short by Tempest wanting him to make her a new horn. He, what a surprise, ends up betraying her and tries to pull a Lord Palpatine on her. This ends up having them cross their streams as they attack each other, blasting one another backwards. That's what you get for not listening to Egon. Tempest nearly gets blown away into the storm, but is saved by none other than Twilight because...
This is what friends do.
Oh, do they now? Do they also capture you, torture you, and steal everything you have? Man, there's a lot about friendship I need to learn about. Hey guys, aren't you forgetting about... Ugh, never mind. Good thing though that Pinkie Pie is so damn crazy. Coming up with a plan, she shoots herself and the others all out of a goddamn cannon. Team Rocket blasts off right into Storm King, sending him flying with his Storm Stick. Using teamwork and friendship and all that jazz, they go to grab the MacGuffin stick. But they're not the only ones trying to take control of the situation.
Oh no! That's my stuff!
You know, I'm starting to think that Storm King has some compensation issues. One dramatic race to the staff later, both of them leap for it nearly at the same time and both end up getting sucked into the sky. Oh no, movie. Are you killing off one of your major characters in a PG film? Oh gee whiz, movie. I'm so scared she's not coming back. Man, oh man, am I on the edge of my seat. Whoo boy. Oh my stars. OMG. Is she not coming back? Oh wait. I think I can hear something in the distance.
I am Jesus! I am Jesus! I am Jesus!
Huh, look at that. She's still alive. What a surprise. Everybody has a hug, play the credits, film's over.
That's all, folks.
Wait, what do you mean that there's 15 more minutes to this movie? Oh, that's why. The Storm King has one last trick up his sleeve, trying to get the main 6 stones so he can claim victory. But with a sudden redeeming leap, Tempest blocks the attack and starts hitting hard. But she's not the only one, as the king seems to be joining her as he too gets rock solid.
Eat Dad!
Didn't I just say this movie was PG, and suddenly somebody goes and actually dies? No way he's coming back from that unless you have some kind of magical plot hole device that restores the dead. I don't see anybody ready to revive him either. His subjects were quick to abandon him, and I'm pretty sure all the princess's horses do not want to put Humpty Dumpty back together. And why would they? He had no special powers, no special intelligence or abilities. Hell, he was only funny 50% of the time. I wouldn't even bring this guy back as a joke. If I were the ponies, I'd take what's left of him, smash him until he's a powder, mix it into the mortar, and use him to remake the roads and houses. Dark? Maybe. But in the world full of magic, you take no chances. Make sure that mofo never comes back. Panning up from any Amy Lee song, cause she's broken. We see Tempest has escaped a similar fate, saved by the cast of heroes. They use the same staff to soften her up and quickly move to the princesses as well. That's not all the staff of Unlimited Conveniences does. It can blend, it can cook, it can broil and boil. Hell, it can repair stuff better than flex tape. Watch as it magically repairs all damages done in a single movie. Wait, if that reversed the spell on everybody in the city, then that means... Oh boy. I guess the Viscera cleanup crew has their work cut out for them. After everything is fixed, the festival continues where they left off, with the overly paid pop star finishing up with her song.
Way to go, guys!
No, seriously, who are you? Twice you have come up, and you even had a line here. I can't find any info on this guy on the internet, so he remains a mystery to me. Whose bright idea was it to put him in this film? And that was the MLP movie. And what did I think of it? Well, there were a lot of plot holes with how the world worked outside of Equestria. The items that the antagonists use are never explained, acting like we should know these items beforehand. The only ones that actually do anything other than Twilight was Pinky. And the worst part is when they all act out of character. Everybody acts like they're from season 1 instead of season 7. As though all the progress these characters are praised for wasn't there. The story focuses on a plot that is boring, slow, and inane, while important things are left just dangling in the wind. It wasn't a total disaster though. A lot of the jokes hit home. Some even were downright hilarious. The cringe-worthy pulp culture ones were rare and didn't take away too much from the film.
But they're always hungry.
Hungry?
Hippos?
My reaction exactly. There was barely any focus on the bad side characters, and the environments were really nice and well designed. While the main villain really did seem like a real waste, and just short of being top tier memorable quality, we did get another villain who had quite a bit of style and personality. In my opinion, we should have learned more about the Storm King and how things worked with him, how he came to be a big bad tyrant. Another personal beef I have is with Celestia. She tells Luna to go find the Hippogriffs, a group of creatures who haven't had any contact with the outside world in many, many years. Why go to them in the first place when you have a god of chaos on your side? One snap of his fingers and game over. Although, this would have made a pretty short film.
Here's the deal, ladies. I need your magic. Give it up nicely, please.
Where are the ponies?
Both these things just show how terrible a leader Celestia is once again.
I am Princess Celestia!
Overall, was this movie worth all the hype? Not particularly. But it wasn't very harmful, excluding any royalty on that list. If you're a fan of MLP, or if you have any kids or friends that might be a fan of this movie, it's not really worth watching for its big problems. But also, I don't see no harm in letting younger kids watch this movie. Overall, it's not that bad. Outside of that, there's not much else I can say. Take it for what it is. I give this movie a 5 out of 10. Nothing that's particularly grand, nor on the levels of Panda Warrior. So, yeah. Oh hey, I got through a pony review without using a pony avatar like some other Oh god damn it!
I just finished working on the My Little Pony movie.
For real?
Yes.
Oh, it's an animated movie? In this, do you kill any ponies? Are you grabbing any pony hearts?
Well, here's the irony.
Strangling any?
Here's the irony, is that my kids really don't know what I do, but from the sides of buses and subway posters, they've gathered that I'm a very bad person. So I thought, when My Little Pony came to me, I said, perfect, My Little Pony. And of course, they want me to play the evil monster who eviscerates all the little ponies. And... But at least
are the ponies really being eviscerated in this? I have a daughter. I need to figure out what we're going to watch.
No, it's going to be safe.